game programmer is a software programmer or engineer who primarily develops video games or related software, such as game development tools. Game programming has many specialized disciplines, all of which fall under the umbrella term of game programmer. Modern video games may include advanced physics, artificial intelligence, 3D graphics, digitized sound, an original music score, complex strategy, and may use several input devices, such as mice, keyboards, gamepads, and joysticks. The game may also be playable against other people via the internet or over a LAN. Such complex games may require several and even dozens of programmers, each working on a specialized area of game programming, all of whom work under the lead game programmer. Game engine programming involves creating the base engine of the game, including the simulated physics and graphics. While many video games modify and customize existing game engines, either commercial, open source, or free, some game engines are written from scratch for a particular game. It is the game programmer who either customizes existing code or writes new code for the game engine. Game physics programming is dedicated to developing the physics that a game will employ. Typically, a game will only simulate a few aspects of real-world physics. For example, a space game may need simulated gravity, but would not have any need for simulating water density. It is the game physics that make the game act like the real world and ensure that two objects or characters do not pass through each other. Graphics engine programming involves developing and modifying code for the complex 3D graphic renderers. Artificial intelligence or AI programming is dedicated to simulating logic and intelligence of computer enemies and opponents. Common AI coding involves programming for pathfinding, battle plans, strategy, and enemy tactical systems used by the computer opponent. This is one of the most challenging aspects of game programming, and its sophistication is developing rapidly. Sound programming involves associating sounds with characters, actions, objects, and events, while also assigning music or atmospheric sounds for game environments, such as different game levels or areas, as well as setting environmental variables such as reverberation. Gameplay programming focuses more on a game's strategy, implementation of the game's mechanics and logic, and the feel of the game. Game scripting deals with things like cinematic events, enemy behavior, and game objectives. If the game has an overall story plot or theme, scripting is used to tell that story. User interface or UI programming involves coding the game for various user interfaces, such as the buttons, switches, knobs, triggers, text fields, and other objects in the game with which the player interacts. Input programming focuses on the code that determines how input devices, such as the keyboard, mouse, game controller, joystick, or touchscreen, affect the game. Network programming involves writing code that allows players to compete or cooperate while connected via a LAN or the internet. This is required for all multiplayer games. Porting programming involves making the game compatible with all of the different gaming platforms, such as desktop and laptop computers, smartphones and tablets, and game consoles such as Xbox, Wii, and PlayStation. It is the job of the lead game programmer to make sure that the various submodules of the game are being written and implemented properly, and to keep track of development from a programming standpoint. Despite the title, the lead game programmer usually spends less time writing code and more time organizing, scheduling, and reviewing the work of other game programmers. He or she is also required to attend regular meetings and interface with the client or other department heads of the game design team. However, the lead programmer is still expected to program at least some of the time, and is also expected to be knowledgeable in most, if not all, of the technical areas of the game. While not required, a game programmer should have at least a bachelor's degree in either computer science, mathematics, physics, or the equivalent experience. Increasingly, universities are starting to offer courses and degrees in game programming. A game programmer must have intimate knowledge of game programming languages, such as C++, Visual Basic, WebGL, Swift, Python, and Flash. Be able to work as part of a team, be creative, have good problem-solving skills, have good analytical and reasoning skills, and have enthusiasm for gameplay and the computer gaming industry.